Hello everybody, it's Nikky Raney with Zenny62 Media. I just finished watching the controversial foreign film that came out in France last month that didn't really have much controversy in France. I don't want to butcher the director's name, but yeah, let's get into it. It's really controversial. People have all sorts of different opinions. I took notes, so we're going to follow along with that. So in the beginning, you come in, and it's an 11-year-old girl, and she is being raised Muslim, and she's in her hijab, and we start off by hearing them say, there are more women than men in hell, because where does evil dwell? In the bodies of uncovered women. And we see that as a theme for the rest of it. They say, obey your husbands and fear God. And then we find out that her dad, the main character's father, is taking on a second wife. So that's another, added stress that she has going on in her life. And so she meets some friends and she wants to dance. She sees a girl dancing and she's like, I want to dance like her. And it makes me think of, who are the role models that girls have to see in music videos? They have Cardi B, they have Nicki Minaj. That's what they're seeing. These girls are copying what they see, and they don't know any better. They think that they need to sexualize themselves in order to be accepted. And with the movie, it definitely gets this issue about how this is a really big issue in society. And depiction does not equal endorsement. The media that we consume is impacting us on a subconscious level. And these girls, they are copying what they see. And it's sad and it's shocking to see in some points. I like the parts where you see them being silly. You see the kids being kids. They're being silly. They're eating their gummy bears. They're being fun. This reminds me so much of me in middle school and the interactions that I had. We did some provocative dancing. We wore provocative things. We all went out and snuck out thongs. We pulled up our thongs. It was just we didn't realize, we didn't think that we were being sexy. We didn't know what kind of gaze was on us. This is just what has been accepted in society. And I think it's a bigger problem as society as a whole, that these girls are doing this in order to feel validated. The preteens are influenced by society and pop culture. They're insecure about their bodies. And they want to dress, like how the celebrities are dressing. They want to dress like the hot people are dressing. Let's see, I remember being on like AIM, Buddy Pick, LiveJournal, and connecting with older people just like they were doing with video chat. We didn't have that back then. But, messaging with older people and taking inappropriate pictures, not having that parental involvement. One of the girls talks about how her mom and dad are always in the restaurant. She doesn't have that familial involvement with her that might stop her from participating in that, right? So part of me thinks it might be like a rebellion against religion too, because where they're talking about in the beginning, how, women's bodies, that's the source of evil. I think that those friendships definitely seem realistic. It makes me think about the cheerleaders in high schools who did moves like that, who wore outfits like that, had bare midriff, short skirts, and we're not thinking when we're doing that, like, oh, what do the pedophiles see, right? Like, what do the pedophiles see when we are at high school football games, when we see these cheerleaders? Maybe that's something that we need to change as a whole, change those kind of outfits to be less provocative, right? But she's copying the dance move that she sees in the the music video girls are doing, floor twerking. They are copying the behavior that is being modeled for them, and it just seems so realistic. You know what I mean? This seems like such like a real piece of something that's really happening today in so many different households, so many different groups of friends. She had a dream that she hopes that her dad never comes back. So her dancing is really her coping skill against what's going on in her life and her way to feel like she has control in her life. Definitely don't think that they should have cell phones this young, right? Being on those social media. What else did I write? She wants to dance, but what kind of dancing is she exposed to? What kind of dancing is on TV? In our society, we're sexualizing women's bodies. I see young girls copying the pop stars, modeling the behavior. It reminds me of my own experience as a preteen, And here we have actual kids playing kids. And that might be something that is uncomfortable for people to see, that they've got real children to move themselves in this way. And I don't think it's sexy, I don't see that and I just think it as sad. I see it and it's just sad realization. Now, the hardest scene to watch was the final scene, the final dance scene, where they are doing those really, really sexy moves, and it's uncomfortable to watch a child moving that way. But I think that was the point of it, because you see the audience members of it, they're booing. The moms are covering the eyes of the children. And then the main character, during this provocative dance number that she's a part of, she runs home and cries. She runs home crying her eyes out, and she's told that she's wearing the clothes of a whore and that a respectable person's child wouldn't wear this, right? So we're getting another opinion about like how people should wear. Like, you need to be covered in order to be respected, right? That's what they believe through their religion, and that's what many other religions believe. So you copy what you see, and at the end of it, it's like wholesome at the end, right? You see the kids at the end playing jump rope in normal kid clothes, but I see her during that trying to fit in, and I remember dressing like that. You know, I would wear crop tops and short shorts, and I didn't realize, you know, what kind of gaze might be on me, because you're not thinking about that. So I understand the controversies of this. I understand that people are upset because you took real children and you had them do these real moves, and you're concerned because real pedophiles could be watching this, right? That's a real concern, that, you know, that a pedophile could just take that clip and just watch that, and they're, you know, enjoying themselves to children, and that's not okay. So that's where the controversy lies in this. And it is, that last part is difficult to watch, and I think that it's meant to be. It's meant to be, because this is what's really going on, you know? This is a realistic depiction of what's happening in society and what young girls are going through, and the pressures that young girls have, especially girls of color, to be more grown up and to act more mature, and that's how they see themselves doing it. So I hear the perspectives of people who did watch it, and, you know, and felt uncomfortable and didn't want to leave it on. This is something that I want to watch with my fiance. I would watch it with others. I think that this was a well done piece, and that's my opinion. And I think it's fine if we disagree with that, you know. So that is my take on the controversial film Cuties. That was directed by, Mamouna Dakure? But yeah, intention versus reality, and definitely thinking that depiction does not equal endorsement. And when I'm watching that, like, I'm not thinking, wow, these girls are sexy. I'm thinking, this is so sad that these girls feel like they need to move in that kind of way. So I know that everybody has different thoughts on this. I would love to know what your thoughts are. I definitely think there's more to this movie, and a deeper meaning, just a deeper meaning under the surface than just what people are taking from the face value when they watch it, you know? So I do understand the concerns of these children being in that kind of situation. So yeah, let's have a conversation about it. Nikky Raney with Zenny62 Media, talking about Cuties.